Dear parents, today I'm going to explain about transdisciplinary. Transdisciplinary learning is connected to inquiry-based learning. It is usually related to real-life issue or problem, and we use that as a transdisciplinary context to learn concept, knowledge, and skills. When we learn real-life issues, it requires investigation. It is relevant to our students and is not related to only one subject. Sometimes we do exploration, activities, games, and many more. These activities can also be used as transdisciplinary context for inquiry. And why we choose transdisciplinary? Because it supports the development of students' agency. So I'm going to tell you a little bit story about transdisciplinary learning and one example from my art class. So at that time, student is learning under how we express unit, how we express ourselves unit, and the central idea is ritual and tradition are expression of shared beliefs and values. And they are working on key concept of form, perspective, and causations. And in art class, we actually took all the lines of inquiry. We talk about symbol, we talk about features of ritual and tradition, and we talk about the reason why people do that. So as we know, in BYP, every subjects are overlapping to each other. So if you see there, math, science, language, arts, social studies are embedded within the program. So when we talk about art, art is responsibility of all PIP teacher. And if you see here at that time, it's not only just art. We learn about Mandarin, which is actually talking about symbols. We talk about performing art, which is actually the dance. We talk about the PE, PSC, religion, science, and math. So at that time, I choose the context of Chinese culture. Like what I mentioned earlier, I took a context that is relevant to my students at that time. We talk about Chinese culture because many of the students are celebrating Chinese culture as well. In art, we focus on the story of Nian. Nian is one character in Chinese culture. It's basically the one that actually giving inspirations to lion dance. In Mandarin, they learn about story of the moon, and Nian is actually one of the story in Mandarin lesson. In art class, students are working collaboratively. They create this lion mask, which they later perform in the celebrations of Mid Autumn Festival of the school. So they learn the dance in performing art class, they learn the story in Mandarin class, and they actually create this in art class. Beside that, they also create this artistic figure and art and craft in Mandarin and art class as well. So basically, I think I have achieved transdisciplinary learning when I lose track of the subject and I'm just focused on everyone engaged in their inquiry learning. And later, at the end, it's time for me to pull my scope and sequence and see what outcomes that I have achieved. So hopefully, these presentations help you understand about what is transdisciplinary learning. Thank you.